bolts up on both strokes.
Okay.
Let's see when we prime everything.
Yes, sir.
How it all works.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Canister is?
that is a surge dampener.
It is.
So what happens, even though it's quick, the pump
Right.
does stop to
Of
change
course.
direction.
Yes, sir.
So when it does stop, the pressure will bleed off. So this is there to add pressure back to the line.
Back to the
So
line.
on the tip, you won't see anything.
Understood.
Now, over time, the material inside will start to gel because the resin never gets replaced.
Understood.
And those will plug up a
Got
year
it.
from now or something.
Understood.
And when that happens, you'll notice that your fan is starting
It's
to wink.
closing up. Okay.
One thing you should do, and well, you're not going to be doing it normally, there's a filter here. This unscrews.
Okay.
Unscrews. There's a little spring filter in there.
Okay.
You ought to clean every so often,
Okay.
once a month or so.
Okay.
But when you open this up, when this is under pressure, it will back flush that filter. It'll also drain this bottle out. So you ought to, every week or so, or every week or two, you ought to open this up, let it drain down in order to get rid of that resin.
I see.
That'll
Okay.
keep that
All right.
gel.
Understood. Understood.
Most people forget to do that.
No,
That
we
happens
won't.
In a year from
We
now,
won't.
you buy one of these.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Not that they're expensive. So, anyway, it's going to come, path is in from the drum or five, whatever we're doing, in through the pump, out, it goes through the screen filter, then out to the gun. This says gun trigger air. The gun is a pneumatically operated
Understood.
gun.
Yes, sir.
So that's just to operate that.
Understood.
Then you have this air, this is an external mix system, which means that the catalyst and the resin mix together just outside of the gun.
This is
So you
what
don't
I'm
have to
telling
flush
you.
it.
Yeah. This is what sold us on the gun after she explained that to us. Yeah.
So because there's such a small amount of catalyst, we could get that catalyst to spray two ways. One, by putting an itsy bitsy little tip in it that would force a fan, or you add a little air to it.
Right.
So that's what everybody that has external mix does, almost everybody. So we're going to run this somewhere between 20 and 30 pounds, subjective number. There's a spring in the gun that creates a certain amount of back pressure. It takes about 20 pounds to open the spring. in the
Okay.
check valve. And I'll explain that when we go to the gun.
Okay.
So you need to have a little bit of air over that spring pressure in order to get some kind of a fan. Now you don't want to crank it up,
Right.
because it'll come out so hard it'll blow right through the resin.
Right. Understood. Okay.
So just enough to get it to come out as a nice little fog, which we'll see in just a little bit when we actually spray it.
Okay.
This is air to run the cutter,
Got it.
and
You know what the cutter is? That's for the chop buttons.
then you have catalyst that comes in the bottom of the pump from the jug up through this relief valve manifold,
Got it.
which has a pressure gauge on it, which is only there for when we talk on the phone.
Okay. 10-4.
There's two gauges, one for resin, one for catalyst.
Okay.
It's going to run somewhere between 50 and 100 pounds.
Understood.
If you run into a problem and call me, because I'll be the guy who answers that, I'm going to ask you what the gauges are doing.
Understood.
You know, is it diving on the up or
Okay.
down stroke?
Red marker?
You know,
Who's
those
got
kind
it?
of things. Now these are plastic face gauges, so you don't wipe them with acetone.
Okay.
Now that gauge is going to run somewhere around 10 times whatever your air pressure is.
Okay.
This is like throttle on a car. You want more resin, turn it up. Less,
Okay.
turn it down. Now you have a window to work in. You got to have at least 20 pounds for the pump to move.
Understood.
If you're running at 80 pounds, that's fine, but it's going to come out again at 800 pounds, 900 pounds of fluid pressure. It's going to give you what's called bounce back.
Yeah.
So when you spray,
It's
it'll
gonna
hit the
start
part.
popping at
It'll
you.
also atomize
Yeah,
in the air.
understood.
So you really want to run somewhere around 40 pounds.
Okay.
If in order to get the output, that'll be we'll figure that out when we run.
Yep.
If you find, in order to achieve the output that you need, because you want to speed up the process or whatever, and you're running at 80, go to a bigger tip.
Okay.
It's all about the tip size. That's
Right.
the whole reason we're doing all this. You want to be able to get a nice fan, typically about 24 inches wide, maybe 3 feet away from you, 4 feet. That's kind of what the rule of thumb. Different applications require different tips. That's why there's so many of them. Like people that make vans, running boards and things, the things are only this wide. So they typically use a very narrow tip. It just depends on the application.
Okay.
So,
Most of the stuff we'll be building
Smaller like
will
that.
be small stuff,
Okay.
like that.
All right, we brought 2 tips. One's listed as a 443, which is
Okay.
a 40-degree fan, 43 thousandths orifice. And then we brought a 436, which is again 40-degree fan. That's typical for choppers.
Right.
36
36
thousandths
of
orifice.
Okay,
You can go smaller, bigger. For what we're seeing there, 43 is probably going to be too big.
right,
36 will probably be where you want to be, but you may want to go smaller.
smaller, yeah.
We'll just see.
And we vary, and that seat gets wider and bigger as
Okay.
we do different applications. And as we naturally, as we start to go into building boats,
Yeah.
certainly we're gonna want to.
Bigger, more output.
Absolutely, sure. Okay,
So,
Okay.
that's kind of the synopsis of
questions?
Now this gauge is 20 to 40 pounds. is what we
right.
should
Somewhere
keep it
we'll
at.
probably be around 25 or 30 pounds.
Okay.
It just depends. Springs aren't perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
It takes about 20 pounds to open the spring, plus about 10 to get the fan that you need.
Okay.
So if the spring happened, they made a better spring that day or a stronger spring,
Right.
it could
Right.
fluctuate a little bit.
Okay,
Understand?
And this again, like throttle on a car, you want to be between 40 and 60 ideally.
got it.
It's really a matter of preference for the operator. You
Understood.
just, if you start getting below 20, your fan will start to fade away and the pump may struggle running that kind of pressure. It's just, they don't like running slow.
Understood. Okay, made to go.
And,
You want a
So, Eddie-
proper fan, but you don't want any more pressure than you need.
Right,
Just to
understood.
where you need it, and that's all you really want to go.
Right, okay, got it.
and again, this is the adjustment from catalyst percentage. We talked about it earlier.
Right,
As you spin this knob, you can go up and down on percentages.
right,
Typically, gel coats are 2%, 1.5 to 2. Resins are 1 to 1.5.
okay,
Again, if it's kicking too fast,
slow it down.
slow it down. That's it. And this will be driven by the pump, so you don't have to do anything. This pressure is automatic. You can't get more pressure by doing anything.
Right.
It's all based on, it takes about 50 pounds to open the spring on that gun.
Okay,
for the
gotcha.
catalyst. So that's why the 50 to 100. But it's
Understood.
self-regulating. If you have the percentage higher, you're delivering more catalyst.
Understood.
More resistance to flow.
Understood.
Pressures are a little higher,
Got it.
that kind of stuff.
Okay,
All right,
what do we want?
resin and catalyst.
Resin and catalyst. Oh,